Hey, what's up, everyone? It's Don here from Don and Rod, Brooklyn Beards and Ball. Just wanted to jump on really quick. I know it's Thanksgiving Day. Everyone's preparing their meals and looking forward to spending time with family and loved ones. But what I wanted to do is really touch on three games. A bit of a Thanksgiving tradition is spending time with family, eating good food, and watching some football. So we got three games on that I want to highlight. First game is the Bills and the Lions. I think that the Bills, Josh Allen, over the last couple of weeks, has not played as good or as well as he had played earlier on before the elbow injury. So he had made a few bad, costly interceptions, but they last week won the game. And ultimately, I think they will get on track. I think the Lions, they're a good team. I do expect it to be a high scoring game. I think there's going to be plenty of Jamal Williams. I think there's going to be a lot of Amon Ra, St. Brown. But I think ultimately the Bills will be too much for them. I do like that Josh Allen I think he's going to spread the ball around more. Last week they won. He didn't play a good game, but they were dealing with the snowstorm and not leaving until Saturday and getting there late. It could have been a rest issue and just, not being in their normal flow of how they prepare for a game. So I think the Bills ultimately will win. They're a 9.5 point favorite. I don't think they will cover. I think ultimately I like the Bills to win 35-28. 35-28 for the Bills. Next game we're going to talk about. I'm sure Rod is somewhere looking and hoping and that I side with his team. But there's the Giants and the Cowboys. I think the Cowboys are 10 point favorites. Now, I find this to be a little strange because both of them are 7-3, and odds makers are giving no respect to Daniel Jones, Saquon Barkley. I know that they had just lost a key receiver last week, but ultimately, I think it's a little disrespectful to spread. I know the Giants, and maybe it's based on recently how they looked. They just dismantled the Vikings and won 40-3, and they were just looking like world beaters. And the Giants are coming off of a struggling game against the Lions where they lost. Daniel Jones played pretty decent, but they couldn't really get any traction, and they, ultimately lost. So it could be a combination of both of those things determining and making odds makers think that they are such a big favorite. I don't see it that way. I think it's going to be plenty of Saquon Barkley. I think Daniel Jones, when maybe some lanes open up, he'll use his feet. Of course, on the other side, Cowboys are a very talented team. Hopefully, for my fantasy team, Tony Pollard goes off once again. I think CeeDee Lamb, they're going to get him involved. And, the way they've been begging for Odell Beckham, you would think that, let's be realistic about what the expectation of Odell Beckham is coming back off of his second ACL injury. Everybody's begging him. Dak is reaching out to him personally and asking, please, anything. I want you on the team. So I think Odell is supposed to make up his mind after Thanksgiving. It should be between the Giants and the Cowboys. From a standpoint, if your goals are to win ultimately another ring, then I would say go with the Cowboys. They give you a better chance. There's no chance against the Niners, but they give you a better chance of the two teams. Ultimately, I think that the Cowboys will prevail. And I have the score of 28-21. So the Cowboys will win, but they won't cover. So both games so far, the favorites will win, but they won't cover. Lastly, we have the Pats and the Vikes. The Patriots just won kind of a walk-off punt return to win the game against the Jets. The Jets played really well. Good move for them. Robert Saleh, good. I'm glad you sat Zach Wilson. That's just a side note because, he has to learn and he has to take some accountability. And he did the offense did let the defense down. But that's neither here nor there. ultimately the Pats versus the Vikes. Pats won a tough game against the Jets, 10-3 last week. Daniel Jones is kind of just, he's not going to lose a game for you per se, but he's not going to win. At this point in his career, he's not winning games. I think the Vikings need to get back on track after a shellacking that they received from the Cowboys. They only put up 3 points, and Kirk Cousins has all these weapons, chains everywhere, weapons, and ultimately laid a goose egg, really, pretty much. So I think that although the Patriots defense is historically always good, I think they're good. I don't think they'll provide the same pass rush. Although Judon is leading in sacks this year, I don't think that they're going to be able to put up the same ferocious attack on Kirk Cousins. So at that point, I think Vikes will get back on track. I think the Vikings will win 24-17. The Vikings are a 2.5 point favorite. So I think they will cover. I think they'll get back on track and, try to still make some noise in the NFC moving forward for the playoff push. Lastly, we're going to really talk about something that this is just a tease. We're not going to really get into it, but on our next show, once I have Rod back, we're going to discuss this. A picture of Jerry Jones has resurfaced. I don't think it's a new picture. I don't think it's something that has just surfaced, but it has resurfaced. And it's a picture of 14-year-old Jerry Jones. As you can see, he's out there protesting the desegregation of his school in Arkansas. And so my question for the audience is this: what do you think that the 80-year-old Jerry Jones would tell his 14-year-old self? Do you think that, because Jerry Jones has benefited greatly from desegregation, what would he tell himself about his actions then? And has he had a change of heart? Or is it, if it walks like a duck, quacks like a duck, it's a duck? Ultimately, that's the one question I have. And then number two, is cancel culture too far reaching? I mean, is there a statute of limitation to when a person can change and be, ignorant, misinformed, just stupid at a certain age? And at what point do we say, okay, give a person an opportunity to learn from their mistakes, people can change? Or are we at a times where if you did something, it doesn't matter when you did it, if they can somehow find it, a statement you made, a picture of you, an action, that you are held accountable and held to the same standard. So we're going to touch on that once Rod comes back on our next show, but I'm sure some things you can't defend, some things you can, but I'm sure Rod is going to put up a good defense for Jerry Jones. But once again, I'd like to thank you guys for joining me on this short show. We will talk about the rest of the games, week 12. And man, week 12 has, I can't believe it's week 12 already. Shout out to the 49ers who, Mexico City, they did it up. Beautiful performance, top to bottom, defense, offense, special teams, coaching. It's just all of the weapons we had were on display. And it was so much that it was like, we can't use everybody. We're getting to a point, which is a good problem to have, that we have just so many weapons. It will keep everyone fresh. It will keep the defenses guessing as to how we can address and how can we stop them. Debo was involved. Kittle was involved. Brandon Ayuk is balling out. Of course, CMC, Elijah Mitchell. It goes on and on, but I can't wait to talk to you guys again on our next show. Once again, everyone, please enjoy your Thanksgiving. Be safe. Enjoy your family, some football. Please like, share, subscribe to our YouTube and Facebook pages. We greatly appreciate that. Once again, We'd like to thank Infinite Audio for the music, Kingdom Creative for the production. Without you guys, this would not be possible. Until next time, thank you for joining me. Peace.